Good day, everyone. My name is Diana Rosas Galbena, and I'll be discussing the Gender and Activism continuation to the report of Leonelo Lacadman. But before that, I'll discuss our learning objective. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to 1. Discuss heteronormativity and manifestations. 2. Appreciate the contribution of activism and social change. But before I start, let us define some terms. First is the activism. So activism is a collection of efforts to shape and transform political, socio-cultural, and other environmental status quo. Next is the participation. Participation is a contribution in transforming social realities by engaging and taking part in various aspects of a initiative or reform. Next is the collaboration. Collaboration is working together towards a goal. As for introduction, our society is now advocating towards equal rights for everyone through the Universal Declaration of Human Rights or UDHR, which was drafted in 1948 by all the countries who are members of the United Nations. It is acknowledged that everyone, including LGBTQ people, is equal in dignity and in rights. Although most countries no longer punish or outlaw homosexuality, there is still much to be done for the LGBTQ people to fully enjoy their human rights. So, as we have all know, that UDHR had been advocating towards equal rights for everyone, mostly to the LGBTQ people. As for continuation, this normalization limits a person's choices and freedoms. For the LGBTQ people, it means they are marginalized, treated as inferior, discriminated on, branded as abnormal, and are treated as second-class citizens. This leads to homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, prejudice, discrimination, violence, and other hostile acts towards the LGBTQ people. So as Leonelo Lacadman had said that heteronormativity, from the word hetero, that heteronormativity is about the opposite sex, which means the boy or a girl, a man or a woman, which being normal. So in our culture, in every country, that hetero is what being normal to us. It is part of our culture. It is what been normalized to us people. So it is been new to them that we have this homosexual or the LGBTQ. We have the lesbian, bisexual, queer, transgender, and those people have been experienced being discriminated, prejudiced, and violence from other people because they were not being normalized to them that they have those kinds of gender. It is being new to the people that we have those LGBTQ. So they have been so much experience and this leads them to homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, prejudice, discrimination, violence, and other hostile acts from the people around them. For example of the heteronormativity violence, the murder of LGBTQ men and women during the Nazi Holocaust. This was happened before. So in this present day, it means punishing LGBTQ children for expressing who they are or being vocal about who they are attracted to. So, heteronormativity violence are being experienced before, and those people are being experienced so much discrimination, so much violence from the people. And for in these present days, that these people, so these LGBTQ people or these children are being forbid to express who they really are. They are being forbid to show what are their genders and who they really are. For example, in the workplace, it could mean being fined or not being promoted just because you are not straight. So your gender has being discriminated. So for example, you are being a gay, you will not be you will ju- you they will discriminate your ability that you can't do your job well because you are a gay, and that is kind of a discrimination in the workplace. Next is in the home. It could mean being disowned by the family because you are LGBTQ, or being bullied by your family because you are not masculine enough or feminine enough. So in this heteronormativity, because we are being normalized that all we know about gender is that we have just only men and women, and we don't have gays, lesbian, queer, and bisexuals. So our family, our mother, our father, or our sisters, they can disown us anytime, and that is called the heteronormativity violence. It is a violence. Next, in politics, it manifests in policies denying LGBTQs their freedom, such as anti-sodomy laws in many countries, where being LGBTQ is a crime punishable by imprisonment or death. That means that in politics, they don't want that LGBTQ has freedom because of heteronormativity. It could also mean the absence of laws that could let LGBTQ live a full life, like being able to marry the person they want to marry, or enjoying the same rights and privileges that straight families have. When the politics don't give the freedom that LGBTQ people been the freedom they were fighting for, they want to have, and the politics don't let them have, don't give them the life that they wanted to, like for example, marrying the person they wanted to marry. For in the case in the lesbian, where a woman and a woman will marry each other, and that politics, they won't let those homosexuals to marry at each other in some countries today. Challenging the heteronormativity through activism. Heteronormativity is a social construct, and history has proven society's changing attitudes on homosexuality. This means that heteronormativity has been affecting the homosexuals people. History showed us the egalitarian acceptance of homosexuality in the ancient hunter-gatherer civilizations, the violent erasure of the gender deviance, and combination of homosexuality with the spread of Abrahamic religion, for example, the Jews, Christians, Muslims, and other religions who believe in one God, the God of Abraham. LGBT activism had various social movements to advocate for LGBT people's equal rights in 2000s. The liberation in 1960s to 1970s, and the self-acceptance through the homophile movement of 1950s. So the LGBTQ have been active or have their organizations and made a social movements, and these three is what they have been done. This social movement engaged in political and social activisms through street rallies, pride marches, lobbying, engaging the media, arts, research, and many other activities that empower the LGBTQ community. This means that LGBTQ have been making an actions to gain their freedom. They have to have their rights through the rallies, through marches, to the law lobbying, as we have seen in the news that some of the LGBTQ people are been having the street rallies to show the politics that they have the rights, and they are deserving to have the rights in this community. Dissent is a powerful. It can make significant changes in our society. Breaking the culture of silence on the daily heteronormative violence that are committed and condoned by society is the first step to towards social change. We can start by refusing to participate in heteronormative violence towards LGBTQ and participate in various events for the LGBTQ community. This means that we can help the LGBTQ have their rights and gain what they are deserved to be fight for by not participating in heteronormative violence, which is against to homosexual people. And we have this there is social movements. They've been celebrating in every year. We have the May 17, which is the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia, or the IDAHOT. Next is the May 31, which is the International Transgender Day of Visibility, November 20 of Transgender Day of Remembrance, and the June, which is the June Pride Month. And that's all of my report, and thank you.